Well, because of today's events, let's talk some Waluigi, wah! Block content. What's happening, my blocked buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. And am I excited to talk to you guys today, because we're going to be talking about everybody's fourth famous plumber of all time. It's Waluigi. Actually, are Wario and Waluigi plumbers also, just like Mario and Luigi? Just because they wear the same outfit doesn't... Anyway, that's a lot to think about. Waluigi in Smash, we're talking about the possibility of him being in this Fighter's Pass of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, or maybe even beyond. Today, of course, we are talking about this fact because Waluigi was confirmed for the fan game Super Smash Flash 2 by MacLeod Gaming, actually a friend of the channel, and I followed the Smash Flash franchise for the longest time. He is a super talented guy, does a lot of crazy stuff within that game, and I love the art. I actually created a Smash fan game too back in the day. Some of you guys might have played it. It was called Super Nuke Brothers Melee. It was a lot of fun. I created it with the Nuke Brothers team, with Alan James. It was super cool, and there was no Waluigi in that game. We decided to not have that character. We had pretty crazy picks if you look at it now. We had Cloud from Final Fantasy in it, even in the Advent Children outfit. We had Mega Man, which has almost the same look as Mega Man does in this Smash game. And I think we had Ryo Hayabusa at some point too. So it's pretty crazy and a lot of unreleased content that I kind of want to talk to you guys about, but not in this video. Waluigi looks great in Smash Flash. So I really wanted to talk about the possibility for Waluigi in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate because, of course, he's one of the most requested characters ever in the history of Smash, and it spans a lot of games. Ever since the Brawl days, Waluigi has seemed to be kind of like a shoe-in for Smash Brothers, so let's talk about it. And for those of you guys who like Waluigi and like giveaways, we are giving away Waluigi's right-hand man. It's Piranha Plant plushie. Remember to like this video, press a thumbs up, helps the channel out so much, and subscribe to this channel, Blocked Content, and comment down below why you should have one of those plant boys. Don't take the plant away from me. Wah! So enter for the giveaway at 50k. Alright guys, let's head right on into this. So we're talking about Waluigi, and what immediately comes up is of course the idea that he will never get into Smash, because Sakurai has basically said almost as much. He's like, yeah, a lot of people really want Waluigi in Smash, but I kind of seem uncertain about how genuine people are about Waluigi. They seem to want him in for the wrong reasons, not because he's a great character, but because he's like an internet meme. I mean, that's not a direct Sakurai quote, but he said something along those lines. I'm of course super paraphrasing, which is a phrase that I coined. Waluigi in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate to me seems likely, however, not at the top of the list, because of course, the third-party characters, I think, are what this Fighter's Pass is all about, right? We got Joker, we got Hero, we got Banjo-Kazooie, and we don't know about the final two as of the moment of recording. So we could basically speculate that those will be third-party characters as well. It really would make no sense to release the first three to be third-party and then not do the rest, right? So I think that there's actually a lot to work with Waluigi. I just don't know if it's going to happen in this Fighter's Pass because it does not really make all that much sense. We did talk about an assist trophy kind of extra Fighter's Pass, maybe a second Fighter's Pass if Smash becomes this platform instead of just a Switch game, right? If it becomes even more than that, then I think Waluigi definitely should be in. If they do an assist trophy thing, he's the first character I would definitely put in the game. He looks great in Super Smash Flash. He has a lot of great moves, very good ideas. Of course, he's very lanky, so he has a lot of kick moves and flying kicks and stuff like that. He's also kind of a trickster. A lot of games really paint him as that kind of tricky character. You know, he's a trick character in a lot of games even. And of course, he can do all these crazy things like swim in the air. He has his Piranha Plant, which he always had for that artwork from Mario Party, I think. That's like where that came from. And he also has the dice block in Smash Flash, which looks great. It has like random effects, and that'd be super cool to play. So yeah, definitely go check that out. Play the game when Waluigi launches. That'll be super fun. Actually, a lot to work with. I think it would make sense to have him in the Fighter's Pass at the second time if they do one, because he's an assist trophy right now, and of course it doesn't really make sense to have a character be in the game and also be an assist trophy. So there have to be some programming thing that they need to kind of take care of to not have him appear at the same time. Of course, one thing in favor of Waluigi is that Nintendo chooses the characters. Very famously, Sakurai has announced that no, he does not pick the characters that will be in these fighter passes. Nintendo actually does. He just basically takes all those decisions and he finds out which character would make the most sense in Smash and which he thinks is realizable. So that's interesting to me because Nintendo would definitely say, why not Waluigi, right? Why not one of our Super Mario characters that is pretty much a flagship character that a lot of people know? Why is he not in Smash? And of course, Sakurai has his own reasons. Sakurai thinks that people like him ironically almost, right? Like a meme, like some sort of joke character. And to that I say, well, maybe they do, and what's really the problem with that, right? If he's a big part of gaming history, if he's a big part of the Mario franchise, which is the biggest franchise in gaming, arguably, then I think it would be perfect to have him in. But I do think that if we're talking about perfect, I don't think that it'll be Super Smash Bros. Ultimate where I would fit in that specific character. I think that he would be the perfect fit for the next Smash game. If there ever is a next Smash game and it is anything like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, I think a very good opening cinematic or even a first trailer or a teaser or a hint would be to have Waluigi finally join the fight. I mean, after Ultimate, there's not much you can really do in terms of, talking about your game, promoting it in a really unique way, because basically they gave the fans almost everything they wanted. The one big thing they could do is a huge story mode with cutscenes and all this kind of platforming stuff that people have been wanting. But of course, that doesn't really sell the game because there's a big, community for the fighting game community, people playing the game competitively. So they really don't actually want an adventure mode to be good. They just want the core mechanics of the game to be good and for there to be interesting new characters. So for me, Waluigi would definitely be a choice for the next Smash game. That'd make so much sense, and I can already picture the opening cinematic and Waluigi kind of, jokingly entering the fray, and then it actually happens. Much like the Super Smash Flash 2 cinematic that they made over at their channel, so go check it out at MacLeod Gaming, super awesome. So, move ideas around spin-off games to me make sense, just because Waluigi is not at all like Wario in the way that he moves and in the way that he's represented. Of course, Wario is represented in the Smash games as a WarioWare character and not a Mario character per se. So that is interesting to me, right? So under what thing will Waluigi fall there? Well, it can only be the Mario franchise because he doesn't appear in the WarioWare games. I think that there's been hints, but he isn't one of the core characters of that game. I don't know why they don't do that, but that hasn't happened yet. So yeah, he's a part of the Mario franchise, so that makes him a part of the biggest, franchise, which I think is very funny. And his personality to me is super fun because Waluigi is like a sore loser. Like talking to Charles Martinet about the character is so much fun because he's like, yeah, he's kind of self-pity as a character, which is the best way to approach a character like that. Not evil, not full of anger or contempt, but he's just a character that basically makes mistakes and kind of screws up and he feels sorry for himself. I really like that idea. So to have a character like that in Smash Brothers would only be more fun. So other than Waluigi appearing in Super Smash Bros., I feel like a very cool idea would be just to give him a solo game or something like that, or a game with Wario. I think that we need to flesh out his character a bit more, get people really talking about the character, and not have him be, oh yeah, that character that appears in Mario's spin-off games, right? He needs his own thing, and whether it's like a very tiny minigame collection, whether it's an eShop game, or whether it's a full-fledged, like, real thing that Nintendo's trying to push, I think that Waluigi definitely deserves it, and I think after that, I would love to see him as a playable character if there's a little bit more meat on the bone, per se. Waluigi is very skinny, but what I mean is, like, if there's more to talk about with the character, if he has a little bit more of his own identity and his own history. So I'm super super curious to hear if you guys think that Waluigi is worthy to get into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, or do you want to have him in the next game? Or don't you want to have him at all? No, that's not the case. We all want Waluigi, like everyone, even the people that hate Waluigi, kind of want to have him in the game to beat him up, and people that really want him in the game. So basically, we can only like win at this point because it's bound to happen someday, right? I mean, it's basically the case with King K. Rool and Ridley. It's like the fans love this character, so it has to happen someday, right? So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this. If you comment down below, it could actually be featured and read out loud in our next video. So today's comment question is, do you think Waluigi is worthy? As for our previous comment question, our answer comes to us by way of Fly from the Inside, saying, I'm totally crashed being in Smash, not only because I have wanted to see him forever, but it would also be funny if that Sakurai did a better job with the characters considering Sony icons than Sony themselves could in the Smash ripoff PlayStation All-Stars. So I talked like a fly. That was the joke. Did you get it? Anyway, yeah, Fly from the Inside. I think it's really interesting that Sakurai has managed to make a better PlayStation All-Star game inside of Smash Brothers, and he got the rights to a lot of characters that are not in that game, which is totally insane. And if they get Crash, that'll just be the nail in the coffin for PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, or a sequel that will probably never come. So I think that it's very funny that you point that out, because yes, it's super interesting that all these characters would then appear in a Nintendo game that does not appear on any other platform. Smash Brothers will be Nintendo forever. So to me, super funny, but also kind of like a reality check. Like, Sakurai is this amazing human being with the skill to like tie people together, you know, to make all these, you know, rivaling companies kind of put their hands together and make something beautiful. And I think that even with characters like Cloud being in the game, even with characters like Snake, and of course Sonic, which is crazy cool that that ever happened, and of course now with Banjo-Kazooie, Microsoft, just think about what that means for the gaming community. I mean, Sakurai is a saint among us. It's pretty crazy that all of this is happening. So to be even talking about Crash being in Smash Brothers now, and actually him being at the top of a list, that is insane to me. And also, I really think it's going to happen this time. I think Crash makes a very, very big return to Smash Bros. I would love to see that happen. I can already imagine what that trailer would be like. Of course, a huge shout out to our latest Patreon supporters who make blocked content possible. If you want to have yourself created in pixel art or the blocked content style, join us for discussions, or even have your own video idea become one on the channel. I've got one in the works for one of our Patreon supporters. It's going to be lovely. So go to patreon.com/blockedcontent, because yeah, a lot of people even request Snake stuff, and I'm finally ready to get back into Snake Codex. So hope you guys look forward to it, and there's a bunch of incredible rewards at Patreon waiting for you. And remember, if you're not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell next to it for the notification every time we make a new video. You will see it right away. And all the news and fun that you care about will be delivered daily to you. If it's Super Smash Brothers or other parts of gaming, or even our animation content, it'll be right there for you. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around the corner where there's always more blocked content. See you.